to the online session of Advanced Coaching Institute. I hope you all are doing well at your places. So let's begin. See, today we are going to learn about the chapter number 1, Heritage of India. Also, we have conducted previous 2 lectures on this point. Now, in this lecture, we will discuss the remaining points. Okay, so only 2 points are remaining in this chapter, that is the Aryans and the preservation and conservation of our heritage. Okay, so let's start. Before starting, I just want to have a gist that what we have done in the previous lecture. See, we were discussing about the foreign tribes who came from the different parts of the world and settled into the India. Right? We have discussed about the Negroid people, then Australoid people, then Dravidians, Mongoloid, Alpine, Armenoid, and Dinaric. Right? So now we will all discuss about the last foreign tribes who came to India according to the Vedas. Okay? That is not the last foreign tribe, but just I am telling that in ancient times the Aryans came to India. Okay? Aryans came to India and as per the ancient Vedas, the Hindu people are considering as the Aryans. Okay? Now, the Aryan peoples where they were living, that land is known as the Aryavrt. Okay? And Aryavrt was situated on the land of 7 rivers, and that's why it was also known as the Sapta Sindhu. Okay, Sapta Sindhu, that means 7 rivers. Now see, what were the rivers? What are the names of the rivers? That is not mentioned in your textbook. Let me explain. We know very well that most of the Aryavrt was located at the northwest frontier. Northwest frontier, that means today's Pakistan, Punjab, Rajasthan, and Sindh. So this was the area was known as the Aryavrt. So here main 7 rivers were like Punjab is known as the land of the 5 rivers, right? So which rivers are there? Ravi, Beas, Satluj, Jhelum, Chenab, right? And 2 more other rivers like Saraswati and Sindhu. Okay, Saraswati and Sindhu. By considering this, the total rivers were the 7, and this Aryavrt was known as the Sapta Sindhu. Is it clear? Okay. Now, see, Aryans were more advanced tribe comparative to the competitive or what can we say contemporary times. Contemporary times, that means समकालीन. उसी टाइम पर जितनी भी ट्राइब्स थी वो सब में से एडवांस कौन थे? Aryans. Aryans were also known as the Nordic people. Nordic उनका एक अलग दूसरा नाम था. ना जैसे जैसे आर्यंस जो है इंडिया में सेटल होते गए, so their regions expand. Okay, Aryavart was expanded. So which was कौन से रीजन थे कि जहां आर्यंस का आर्यव्रत एक्सपांड हुआ था? तो see, in east it is up to the Mithila, Bihar. Okay, in east the Aryavrat was extended up to Bihar, Mithila, and in south it was up to Vindhyachal mountain. That means we can say that Aryans did not proceed to the southern part of the country. Okay, they stopped at the Vindhyachal mountain. Okay, is it clear? Now, see, this information is still up to the post-Vedic period. मतलब post-Vedic period तक ये Aryans की ये situation थी. Okay, उसके बाद का हमको पता नहीं according to the book. Now, let's proceed. We were also discussed that the Aryans prepared or they have composed Vedas. So we are getting more information regarding the Aryans from the Rig Veda. Okay, we can learn about their social life, their religious life, their political life, right, from the Vedas. Okay, that's why it was also known as the Vedic period or post-Vedic period. Okay, now Aryans prepared richas or hinds for the natural elements. They were nature lovers, right? They were nature lovers. During the time of the Aryans, the recitation of Vedas, performing yajnas, or performing religious activities were prevalent in India. And during that time, we can say that as per the ancient Vedas, the region, this land has been named after the Bharat Raja or Bharatpur tribe, who they were considering as the Arya Raja. Aryabharat. Okay, so on the name of that king, these land become Bharatvarsh, Bharatkhand, Bharat Rajya, Bharat Desh. Okay, so we can say that the name of the India has come from these Arya Raja Bharat. Is it clear? So this is all about the Aryans. Okay, I hope you understood very well. Now here we are completing the different tribes who came from the different parts of the world. Okay. Now the next topic is the preservation and conservation of heritage. We know very well that is our fundamental duty. Okay, that is our fundamental duties. You know very well that the constitution has provided us our fundamental rights as well as fundamental duties. So to preserve, to conserve the heritage, our heritage, that is our moral duty as well as the fundamental duty. We know very well that the Indian culture, Indian heritage is attractive, picturesque and very important. Many of the foreigners visits India to enjoy the heritage of India, to enjoy the culture of India, to enjoy the food of India, right? So that is our responsibility, not your only, not mine only. That is our collectively responsibility that we need to preserve and conserve the heritage. And also this is mentioned in our constitution as well. In Constitution Article 51A, point 6, 7 and 9. Point 6, 7, 9 are describing that what is our responsibility, what is our fundamental duties towards our heritage. Okay, first of all, we need to preserve and conserve our heritage. First of all, we need to understand the moral values, the values of our heritage, and then we need to conserve and preserve. Second, we need to show the compassion towards all the living creatures. That means here we can say that the constitution is forcing, or constitution is inspiring us, motivating us not to do violence. Okay, we are the peace lover people, so that is not expected from us that we do violence. So this is all about the conservation and preservation heritage. Okay, now the next point is that we need to maintain our natural elements as well, like whatever we are having, like a natural heritage we have discussed, like we are having mountains, landscapes, then rivers, wildlife, natural vegetation, then tanks. So this is our responsibility that we need to conserve. We need to take the precautionary measures to prevent polluting them, right? That is our moral duty. Is it clear? Also, we need to show the compassion toward all living creatures, and what we have received from our ancestors, that is our responsibility that we need to pass that to our descendants. That means जो हमने हमारे पूर्वजों से मिला है, जैसा भी मिला है वैसा का वैसा हमें हमारे descendants, मतलब कि हमारी next generation को देना है. Otherwise, they will show this heritage, they will see this heritage in the picture only. Right? So it's become more and more important duty of all of us. Okay, so this is all about the preservation and conservation of heritage. Let me talk more about this. We have discussed about the different tribes came to India and settled in India. By this, the diverse culture, the diversity has been created since ancient times. It is not short period time that diversity prevailed in India. That is not a short period of time. It is a very time-taking process since ancient times, and that is the result that India is a diverse country in every aspect, in every manner. Right? This is showing that how the Indian accepted the foreigners, how they helped them to become Indianized, how to become an Indian. Okay, so this is the amalgamation. Amalgamation, that means a मिश्रण जो एक harmoniously उन्होंने हमारे साथ मिलकर जो एक amalgamate किया है, जिसकी वजह से हमारा culture है काफी prosperous हुआ, right? Also, we can also say that some historians are saying that after starting the intercaste marriages, the people were losing their originality, right? So now we all become Indians. We are not right now Dravidians, Aryans, or Australoid or Negritoid. We all are Indians. So that is the beauty of our country, right? I hope you understood well what we have discussed about all the chapters. Okay, see, from the starting I am just taking a short revision. Into starting we have discussed about the meaning and definition of the culture and heritage. Then we have learned about the types of heritage like natural heritage and cultural heritage. Okay, in natural heritage we have discussed what we got from the direct nature, and in cultural heritage we have discussed about what we have created with our wisdom, intellectuality, skills and expertise, right? Then we have discussed about the foreign tribes that came from the different parts and settled into the India, right? And at the last we have discussed about the preservation and conservation of heritage. Is it clear? So by this we are completing this chapter here only. Also the note regarding this chapter is given below in the link, so please go there and download the PDF, and also there are the textual exercise and much more. Okay, so download it and go through it once, and if you find any kind of doubt you can ask me in the live session. Okay.